Okay, I'm clearly don't know what I'm doing. So I just spent like 5 minutes talking to myself. I'm ridiculous. Let me know if you guys can hear me now. Oh, perfect. I'm such a dork. Yeah, I spent like 5 minutes talking to myself. So the whole intro just went nowhere. So as I was saying, I have been working on a timeline for myself, and I was going to put it into a video, but it was taking way too long, and I'm just I get hyper focused on little details that just take up way too much time. So someone suggested that I should go. Hi, AD. Thank you. Jesus. I'm like profusely sweating. I don't know. That's probably too much information, but yeah. So yeah, someone had suggested to just go live. And so that's what I'm doing. And I'm just going to kind of make it a slideshow. And I went way back just so that we can have some context in terms of Shanann and Chris's relationship throughout the years, and just looking for anything, any clues, if any. There might not be any in their history, but yeah. So all of the information that is in this slideshow is from public, publicly available records from Shanann's Facebook. Most of it is from Shanann's Facebook. Um, for the as far as like the years leading up to 2018, and then once we get to 2017, that's when we'll have more of the discovery and that kind of information. So let's get started. If you have any questions or anything like that, I'll do my best to keep an eye out on the chat. All right. So I started off with Shanann's ex. So just for context, we all know that she was married in 2002 or 2003, and then divorced 2007 or 2008. And he said they had no children, and they had not communicated in over 10 years. He describes their marriage was not going so well, and as a way to cope, she would just work a lot. Um, he said that she would sometimes leave, but that she would not stay gone. And then after they were divorced, this was in South Carolina. After they divorced, she moved to North Carolina, where she got a job at Dirty South. So moving on to 2010. So in 2010, it was a busy year. She was working at the Dirty South. She was diagnosed with lupus. They went on their first date, as we know. Their first date was at the theater, and the second date was at a rock concert, and then their third date was at Myrtle Beach. And then Chris also says that around that time is when her old boss there were some accusations against Shanann that were made, and that's the cousin who introduced Shanann to Chris was making some sort of accusations about her time at the car shop, I guess. So they stopped talking to this cousin around that time as well. So this is them around that time. So remember, they had met in August, so this was taken in November. Okay. So 2011, it looks like they went to Disney. And you can see by her post here on March 26th that she was a little bit, or it shows how awkward, socially awkward Chris could be at times. So I thought that was funny. And then in May, looks like her brother got a tattoo in support of her for lupus awareness. In June, she's still working at Dirty South, it looks like. And also hosting or organizing some sort of event where she can raise money for the Lupus Foundation. And then in June, she is taking a nursing school entrance exam, which, spoiler alert, she passed, and apparently had started a nursing program there. And then this is from her time hop, even though it was posted on the 2014, it says right here that it's, I can't read, 2 or 3 years ago. So in 2011, that would be 3 years ago that he proposed to her. Then they went to visit Colorado for the first time in 2011. And this is where they stayed with Shanann's former employer. She used to babysit some kids, and then that family apparently moved to Colorado, and so they were visiting them. So this is on the day that they arrived. And then the next few days they spent looking at different houses. And by all accounts and purposes, it looks like they're really enjoying themselves there. And Shanann did say that she felt a lot better in Colorado in terms of her illnesses and things like that. Then they went back. So let me just see. They came on the 23rd, and on the 28th, they went back to North Carolina. So they were there for 5 days. And then, so this is obviously a few days later. They are preparing for the party that we've all heard about for so long, the engagement party. And then this is the day after. She's saying that they had a wonderful time, couldn't have asked for a better night, and so on and so forth. And she lists the people who she's thankful for. And I'm just noticing, I'm assuming that this is most likely the event that was brought up in the leaked book, All My Broken Pieces. So, I mean, obviously here we don't see any shout outs to any of Chris's family. So December 8th, she is accepted. And she says that she will be a registered nurse in 2 years. So I'm not sure if that ever materialized. And then also December 20th is when Chris had his surgery on his ding dong that apparently she helped him find. So, all right, 2012. So she started her classes, and she's already started the wedding plans. So she's just saying how overwhelmed she is. And then also apparently in February was diagnosed with celiac disease. I haven't really focused too much on all the illnesses. We know that lupus was a major one. But yeah, I at one point, like, I couldn't keep track anymore. And I'm not a medical expert in terms of diseases or whatever. So I just focused on the major ones. This is also when so April 22nd, when he presented his amazing speech on relationships. And this was part of a communications class that he took. And this is where I get a little bit confused, because now it appears that Chris and Shanann are both back in Colorado. And I know that Chris went there before her, so I'm not sure when he actually moved there. I'll have to dig deeper into that. So he's now working in Colorado. And in June 28th, Shanann interviewed at Longmont Ford, which is where Chris worked. And she's saying that everyone at Chris's job loved him, and they were glad that the day he started, and how proud she is of him for being a hard worker. And we know that after this interview, she was also hired in the sales department. Dieter, I have to share this. So Dieter was born sometimes around this time. So June 27th, 2012, Dieter actually belonged to the family that Shanann babysat for. So this was a gift, and they called him Dieter, as you can see. So I'm not sure at what point Dieter moved to Chris and Shanann's place when he was adopted, but I thought it was an interesting tidbit that he was someone else's dog. Okay, so August 17th, Shanann has sold her house in North Carolina. And they're looking still for houses in Colorado. Then they had a couple's bridal shower. September 8th, in preparations for the wedding. And this is, again, them looking for the house. So September, they're looking at houses. They found a few. Then they went to Rocky Mountains. Then October 2nd, they narrowed it down to 3 houses. And also she's counting down until the wedding. And here's Ann Meadows. We all know her from the Discovery. That's their real estate agent. And on October 18th, she's congratulating them for buying the land where the house would be built. And so she said 4 weeks from October 18th is when the building would start. I'm just going to check in the chat to see if there are any questions. Is everything making sense so far? Yes, Stephanie, all of the photos that are from Facebook are from Shanann's. Yeah, so at this time, in 2012, Shanann's last name, she had kept her last name or married name. So she was known as Shanann King at the time. So I'm sure she was being silly or something. Okay, so let's. Oh, I know. I would have flipped if something happened to Dieter. Okay. So moving on. The countdown continues. So again, she's saying that she's missing him, and I'm assuming that she went back to North Carolina at this time to prepare for the wedding while he stayed behind, and then probably came a couple of days before the wedding. So this is the date, some pictures that I found. Quite frankly, I thought she looked beautiful. And then 2 weeks later, she posts, her post is saying that she's near Broomfield, Colorado. So 2 weeks after, within the 2 weeks after the wedding, they had officially then moved to Colorado. I don't know why I said Colorado. All right, 2013, also a big year. So their house is nearly done, and now it's April 2013, and they are moving in on Saturday, which works out to be, I think, May 1st. Colorado, yes. Yes, I like her hair here too. I like the purple highlights. All right, so May 1st, they move in. And May 16th, we know, is her birthday. And sometimes she, in between, I guess, she found out that she's pregnant as well with Bella. I agree, Stephanie. He does look happy. He looks absolutely normal. I mean, there's nothing that would tip us off or raise any red flags. Oh, May 16th is Chris's birthday. And she's also pregnant with Bella now. I'm telling you, this house is cursed because watch this. So May 1st, they moved in. It's a brand new house. So it was just built for them. She's saying that Chris is a first-time homeowner and he's pulling weeds or whatever. And that's in their background in their backyard. And this is when they found out that she was having a girl in July. And July 7th, she is making it Facebook official that they're going to name her girl, or their girl, Bella Marie Watts, aka Little Beamer. I thought that was funny because I never realized that Bella Marie Watts, the initials are BMW. And then July 11th, Shanann starts her job at the Children's Hospital. Here's why I think the house is cursed. So they started having problems with the house all over. Here she's saying the second floor was freezing. Upstairs was hotter than outside. There's like temperature changes, damage, walls, floors. So yeah, she wasn't happy with the contractors that had built the house. Here's Bella. This was taken on October 12th, 2013. And then she's born, and the problems continue. There's another leak in the bathroom, or not bathroom, sorry. Well, yeah, in the bathroom. And even Shanann is saying, we had this house built and moved in May 1st of this year. Are you kidding me? Couldn't be better timing. I'm beyond pissed off. The builders have officially got to my last nerve, and they will love hearing from me tomorrow. Chris goes back to work tomorrow too. So she's alone with a newborn and having all these house problems on top of it. And now we're into 2014. Help arrives. So Shanann's family, we know, lived with them for 18 months. And I believe this is probably around the time when they came in. And here we see them building stuff, putting the rooms together and designing. Gosh, Bella is so freaking cute. Now this is in April, so that's probably when January is probably when they moved in with them, because it's April and they're still there. And more problems. And then this is around the time also when Chris left Longmont Ford because he developed carpal tunnel in both hands, and he started working for Covenant Testing Technologies as an oil field contractor. So this is in the summer of 2014. So his career in the oil field begins here. And this is also in July and August where her family is selling their house in North Carolina, and also Frankie moves in as well and tries his hand at entrepreneuring. So Bella is starting to walk. And in October, as you can see, she's still trying to sell their house and hoping that they would be over by Bella's first birthday. And at this time too, she was doing Unique, the makeup. That's another MLM. And that's not the only one that she did. I know she worked with bags and other, I don't know the names of all of them, but anytime I came across any of her multi-level marketing stuff, I just added it in here because clearly she was experimenting with different sales. Yeah, right here. She's saying Bella having fun at her first 31 party, and I know the 31 are those bags. Bella's crawling, and their first Thanksgiving. Bella's first birthday. Yeah, she did LuLaRoe as well. And this is when Chris landed an interview with Anadarko. So we know that when his friend was trying to move, his friend was asking how long. His friend also interviewed with Anadarko, and he was asking Chris how long it takes for them to get back to him. And Chris said that it took them a month to get back to him. So the timeline matches up. He got it through some Zach friend, which is what I was trying to figure out who that is for other reasons, which we'll get to eventually. But yeah, so this is it. In December, he is interviewing with Anadarko. So just like that, we're into 2015. So here we go. In January, he was hired to work at Anadarko. I thought that was funny that Chris dropped the keys in the snow. Again, just an indication of, you know, that awkwardness that comes through at times. And then Shanann is also pregnant with Cece. Here's Bella making a mess of the kitchen. Their Valentine's Day picture. Dieter at some point has joined the family. I love this dog. I love this dog so much. And apparently Bella is helping Dieter eat. That is hilarious. So I'm gonna check in chat and see if we're all following along. I'm not sure who removed her Facebook. I'm assuming it was her family. I bet to Brittany. I don't think he, yeah. Yes, I know, Lady Justice. He loves the water bowl. Yes, Dieter did grow up with the family. Okay, so let's keep going. March 4th, 2015, we know that Chris had just started at Anadarko in January. So March 4th is when he had his first CPR training. Apparently, Chris went to North Carolina for some reason, March 6th, 2015. And then March 23rd, they continue to build the playroom and also Cece's room. That caption, Bella and Dieter supervising Chris. And then June 5th is when they filed for bankruptcy. June 5th, 2015. And June 8th. So the reason why I put this one up, well, she's at the pool and she's still selling 31. I misspelled work on purpose, by the way, before I get attacked. It was supposed to be like work, like, you know. So, but this is the pool that they were talking about when, that we saw in the body cam footage. That Nicole Atkinson had asked, would she be at the pool? And Chris said, well, I don't know, I can go check. Like, no, Chris, you're not going anywhere. Stay your ass there. And then that's also has a little recreation center, which is where they have a gym as well. And in my opinion, that is the gym where Betty would go in the mornings. Here's Cece, June 11th. I don't know if she's kicking, if she's like mid-kick or what, but adorable. Yes, they have to do CPR training because it's the nature of the work that they do. And here's the infamous bookshelf. So it was completed on June 25th. So, and this is the Ford Explorer that they had before they got the Lexus. And this is her right before Cece came. Look at Bella's smile. She's so cute. And then Help 2.0 family is arriving to help. And then their bankruptcy was discharged on the 14th of September. So they had filed June 5th, and a couple months later, it was finalized. What do you mean, Brittany? Have I heard anything? No one has contacted me. And then September, Shanann begins to suspect that Bella has something's going on, and she's wondering if it could be this familial Mediterranean fever, which I've never actually heard of, so I don't know what that entails. And she's still doing Unique. And then one of her family members was arrested on this day for contributing to the delinquency of a minor and was sentenced to probation. Just another day in the Watts household. And this is their anniversary. And that's what I have so far. So we're ending at 2015. So we still have to do 2016, 2017, and then 2018 will be its own what do you call it? Its own like entire show. So I'm going to put this back on, and then I'll move to chat. And answer any questions. I hope that was easy to follow. Yes, I mean, I do all of this because I'm curious. I'm truly curious, and in my training personally, they always said that during the history gathering process, it's important to get information from various sources. So that's, I think, part of why I went all the way back, and just wanted to get like an idea of the context. And there don't seem to be any signs of anything weird, really. I mean, when he says that, when Chris said in the interview that he likes to be in the background, I think that he truly was. That was just his thing. Um, Donna is asking, do I know why the house was in Chris's name only? Actually, I don't think it was only in his name. Like, he was the primary person, and she was like the secondary, if that makes sense, because on one of the reports that I looked at, which, let me find it here, it actually lists both of them. So give me 1 second while I look for that. All right. Yeah, my computer is like super slow. I have so many tabs open, it's not even funny. I just hope it doesn't crash. And if I disappeared, that's probably why. Oh, is that what happened, Sally? Yeah. Okay. Yes, Louise. She did call the cops, but it wasn't the day before the murder. It was way before then. All right. Let me see. I'm going to share another screen. Let me know when you see it. So here you can see that in his own properties, he's listed as the primary, and then Shanann was listed as secondary. Oh, this is a report from Ben Verified, which is that people search website. Yeah, I'm done. I presented my information, AD, so we'll just move on over to your stream now. So that's what I have for today. I'm going to let you know when I will be back to go over the rest of the timeline. And thank you for being so supportive. I was a nervous wreck. And thank you everyone for for listening to me. So so yeah. Once again, thank you, and I will talk to you soon enough. See you later.